Hey, you'll love me.
This is Victory Radio.
I know your mind.
Hello. Welcome back.
Another week.
Welcome back to the What If Show. This is where we discuss hypothetical questions.
Welcome back to Lee.
Welcome back to Lee.
Hi. He's been locked out of his house all week.
He just got back in literally an hour ago. I'm here now.
Well, hello everyone. How have we been? Summer, how have you been?
Excellent. How have you been, Max?
I've been very well.
Glad
I've been
to
very
hear
well.
it.
Lee, how have you been?
Amazing. Everything's gone right in life. Leading up to
Everything's
this moment.
perfect. Everything's perfect. Luca, how is your life?
Good. Any people that have Victory Radio on all day for some reason, I was also here 2 hours ago, so thanks for hearing my voice again.
You should have Victory Radio on all day.
Why don't you have it on
should.
24/7?
We play the best tunes. I mean, that's just not
Playing
a
the
lie.
music you love. Victory.
Playing-
Victory Radio.
Playing that. That's true. If you have heard any of the new jingles, they're very, very good. They're by James Stodd.
Tweet in what's your favourite one.
Big up.
Tweet in your favourite one.
At UOP Victory Radio.
Should we get started?
Let's do it.
Shall we? Just as a change.
Yeah.
Just as a change.
Do you want me to start with one?
Yeah,
Okay.
go on then, Luca.
So, story time. I'm not going to go on for an hour now. I was home last weekend. My little brother knows I do a radio show, bless him. Shout out to Blake. And he came up with the what if. What if there were no sports? Thank you, Blake.
Subtle plug to Blake there.
Is he listening?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
This is
If he
very fitting because
Varsity, yeah.
Victory Radio will be covering Varsity this Sunday, so please tune in. For the love of all that's holy, please tune in. Because it will be very, very good, and that is so far from a lie that it's laughable. So what if there were no sports?
No Varsity.
No Varsity. Oh dear.
Go on, Summer.
Well, there'd be a lot of yeah, cheers for funning it up to me. There'd be a lot less competition in things, isn't it? Like, so many people like are keen on sports. It's like where like most countries sort of interact, isn't it? Like through all the World Cups and that. So guess there'd be a lot less rivalry between countries. The pubs would be quieter.
That's true.
Dream.
Kick it in the goal.
You get straight to the bar.
Oh, trust me.
I don't know. What do you think?
There'd be no blokes
Yeah.
ever. They'd just be gone, wouldn't
Men.
they? That's their whole thing. It's like football.
Yeah, you wouldn't see some man walking down the street with a West Ham shirt and his gut hanging out. Not even a football match on, he's just wearing it.
You just see a normal man with a plain
quite
shirt with his
boring.
gut hanging out.
I feel like there'd be a lot less like hooliganism and
Big word.
yeah, like Summer said about rivalries. It just means that literally, if you was on a night out and you just saw someone and you was like, "Oh, what football team do you support?" and they said you wouldn't just get in a fight with them. 'Cause
Average convo at the bar.
classic hooliganism, isn't it?
What, mate?
You support Tottenham, you know what?
Classic
Yeah.
hooliganism.
If you
I
do
mean,
support Tottenham, then stop listening to the show, please. You're not welcome.
everyone's welcome at the What If Show.
Not if you support
Luca.
Tottenham.
No, everyone's welcome. Everyone is
I'm joking,
very much welcome.
of course.
To be honest, if sports didn't exist, my life wouldn't change drastically.
No.
I'm not particular. I'm not very sporty. I mean, if you're watching
Really?
on Periscope, you can see my massive guns. But unfortunately,
Captain of all teams.
these guns are made for pumping, not for sporting.
They're made for
God.
what? Sorry.
Pumping my guns.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strong man.
Everyone would be a lot less. Everyone would be more unfit because apart from like recreational, like working out at the gym and that, there wouldn't be anyone like playing sports. So there'd be less. People would be not fit.
Well, no, you could be. You could be.
No, because you wouldn't have like sports clubs at school, so
Yeah,
they
but
would
you could
like
go to the
PE.
gym.
Yeah, PE wouldn't really exist, would it?
Would the
So you-
gym still exist? Would you still?
Oh
be
yeah,
able to
no, that's what I mean.
get
Like
exercise?
leisure, but sports wouldn't exist. There'd be no like competition, score counting, ball sport, anything like that. It would just be things like running and lifting weights and stuff. But even that wouldn't be competition. So yeah, like PE would just be like running, I guess. So you'd have a lot of like fit kids, but they may not be very like strong or
Thick.
anything.
PE was sort of a meme from the time it was like,
Oh,
I can't
innit?
even, like year 9, I think we just sort of stopped it. It just blatantly refused. So like, I don't know, I think it's important to have it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot less competition and rivalry. There's so many events revolve around sport though. So
Yeah.
like the Olympics wouldn't be a thing.
It's
Like,
like you said, massive cultural events like the World Cup, yeah, the Olympics, Paralympics, which are starting next week. Actually, no, sorry, they started today and finish next week. Yeah, just general like bringing the world together because through thick and thin, everyone can agree on a love for sports. You know, like you can have people support the same sports team from all around the world, and it really unites people. So that'd be one thing completely missing. I think that's a shame because everyone should be passionate about something.
Well, I'm pretty happy with sports still existing, but I wish cables didn't exist because if you just saw on the Periscope, I just got a little
Cable on you.
Cable on me, exactly. So, do we feel as if we have discussed this?
Yes, because on the As If show.
On the As If show. Okay, next one.
Who
Let's
wants to
go.
pick one?
So, for the next one, what if pets could speak?
Mm.
Max, go.
Oh, I'd love for my dog to speak. I'd love for my
Hobbs.
dog to speak. Hobbs. I'd love
Shout
for him
out
to
to all
speak because
pets.
he'd probably call me an idiot.
I think your
Um,
dog would be so dopey. Like, I've met Hobbs, he'd be like, ugh. He'd
Yeah,
be
he
so
doesn't-
miserable
he
and just
honestly-
grumpy. Please leave me alone.
He just does not care at all, and I'll go to him and I'll give him my love, and he doesn't reciprocate, and it's quite sad. To be quite honest.
Would they be able to talk properly, or would it be like, hello, I am dog? Or would it be like, hello, Max.
Hello,
How was your
I am
day?
dog."
been?"
Depends what their owner is, because I think it'd be like children, where you know how children basically grow up like copying their parents. If you've got like really stupid or not very good owners, then you'd just be like quite stupid and you wouldn't be very intelligent. But if you had like really nice owners and you get taken on walks all the time and see the world, you'd be quite an intelligent dog. You'd be like, oh, I went to the cinema the other day and saw this film, and the dog would be like, oh yeah, I walked past that cinema and I heard some people say it was a good film.
The thing is, though, like, would each like different dog breed be different? Like your typical
Yeah.
English bulldog, like
This is one for
opposed to like a poodle.
it's like the car one, isn't it, about Mini Coopers versus Jeeps. This is what the What If show is. What if X could speak? Have a look on the computer, Max. Do dogs have smaller brains compared to each other? Because like a German Shepherd or a Doberman clearly would have a bigger brain than a Chihuahua, or is it all the same? Just in like, is it a really small brain and a massive head?
What?
Big casing for it.
While Max is looking it up, let's shout out to all our dogs. Mine is Missy, bless her. She's a little 15-year-old Jack Russell.
I got Vinny and Zeus. They're both German Shepherds. They're like 5 and 2,
Aw.
I
I'm
think.
welling up.
Aw, I've got little baby Vivian,
Aw.
who's a little princess. How old is she?
Not
Oh,
old.
9
Young.
months, maybe.
9
She's
months.
still a puppy.
Vivian, if you're listening, you're a good girl.
She's not.
Is she,
Oh.
She's going to call
is she a
him.
cocker spaniel?
She is a cocker spaniel, yeah.
Knew it.
Oh.
One of the lecturers. I'll give a shout out to our lecturer Gary Bown. He's very fond of cocker spaniels. Gary,
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
listening.
Dexy and Gary. You're not joking.
He stopped me today and complimented me on my hoodie.
Aw.
You've only been living in it the last week.
Rep the brand. It's so comfy.
I
If you
know.
want one, go. No.
Do you take it off to shower, Max, or is it just
Right. This is not becoming.
Excuse
a
me,
new
we're
thing.
talking about dogs.
This is
Sorry.
not becoming.
Sorry,
a new thing.
on,
not
the
going
topic,
with his
on the topic of hoodies, looking, because I actually edit and put the What If shows on social media, I've noticed every episode of the What If show I've been on up until today, I've worn that same pink Diodora hoodie. I just keep noticing it, so I'm not wearing it today.
Oh
no,
dear.
no pink hoodies though.
No,
Anyway,
thank God,
back to dogs.
With
so
dogs.
Do large. Go on.
Do large dogs.
Sorry.
I have facts.
No interruptions.
Oh,
though.
okay.
Facts,
Go on.
Max
So
Eagles
tell
version.
us some facts.
So, in answer to the question, do large dogs have larger brains and higher intelligence levels than small dogs? Because we all ask that. There is truth in this assumption,
Oh,
and our large. Read out to find out more.
yeah, this is a premium feature. You need to subscribe to the What If
This is
show.
premium, yeah.
£10 a month.
Subscribe to the What If show.
We'll let
This
you
is
looking
so.
that one
This
up.
is like a blurb. I'm not reading this.
Give it a quick run through. So yeah, what were you saying, Lee?
No, I was saying, like, could you imagine, like, coming back late at night, like 4 in the morning, and you just see your dog, like, just sat there, and you're like, oh, be quiet, and it's like, could you imagine, like one of your friends or something,
Yeah.
like a flatmate.
Yeah, that's what I
Like,
mean.
It's gonna grass you up for being for coming in really late.
Like things like home invasions, that'd be like scary. You were like, "Oi, get out of the house now!" What? Because like dogs can bark so loud, so they'd be so like. But also, would their voices have the same pitch?
Oh,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
the
you know dogs
barks.
have like, would they be like, you know, like that?
If someone broke in, your dog would be able to give a statement to the police, wouldn't it? Be like, yeah, mate, you're coming through the window.
He threw a treat through the cat flap to knock me out, but I wasn't having it. I'm not dumb.
Well,
Damn dog.
Dumb dog.
the famous professor Lars Chitka.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Shout
another
out.
one.
Lars, if you're listening.
We all know, Lars, if you're listening. The size of the brain itself and the size relative to the body does not dictate canine intelligence.
Wow.
But bigger dogs do have bigger brains because they have a bigger skull. I mean, what else is there surrounding the brain otherwise? They don't just have one standardised brain dog size.
Brain dog size.
Dog brain size. And there is no linear progression that you can follow in terms of brain size being directly related to intelligence in the dog. Taking the metaphor of the brain as a computer, Professor Lars Chitka, speaking in science...
Oh.
That was boring.
Oh, is that why you played the Boo soundtrack?
Yeah.
No boringness on the water show.
No
Back to
boring-
funny things.
What is this new thing? No, no, this on the What If
I
Show.
love this game.
No gang signs on Victory Radio, please.
Sorry, just throwing up.
No gang signs.
If dogs could speak, yeah. I mean, would they? Because then, sorry, but I mean, not that I'm against it, because I don't want to be the first person to be called out for this in history. But dog rights. Would we have to abide to dog rights? Would dogs have to start like? Would dogs have to start like having clothes, and would they have to start being able to like be involved in like politics, and would there be dog right
could
activists?
you imagine?
You know, it'd be so irritating, and we all just wouldn't want to put up with it. And then there'd be this massive like, oh no, dogs' rights, you know, and yeah. So
What about like homeless dogs as well? Could you imagine going to a homeless shelter and all these dogs like pleading you to take them home?
oh, that'd be sad.
so sad.
That would also be really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We walk
Sorry,
along,
mate.
Please take me. Nah, soz, mate.
It would be helpful though
Already
to
got
know what
one.
dogs are actually thinking, because you know like when dogs just won't stop barking, or like when a dog's like growling. Like, do you ever have that where your dog's just like growling or barking and it's just at nothing, and you're like, there's not really anything in this room. What do you want? It would be able to say, it would be like, oh, I can hear something in the wall, or I can smell the next door neighbour's dog or something. So yeah, that'd be useful. Like if babies could speak next week.
You could like negotiate with the dog, so you could be like, "Oh, I'll take you, but only if you don't bark like really late at night." The dog would be like, "Oh, nah, that's part of it," and you'd be like, "Nah, I'm not having you then."
Yeah. Well, I'll take you out today as long as you don't like wee on the floor when we get in. You have to wee at the park. Wee
I
at the
need to go
park.
outside. Like sit by the door.
We at the park.
The dog would be able to tell you when it needs to go outside, which would be good. Also, you know when a dog does something bad and it makes that guilty face, you'd say, "What did you do?" and it would be able to lie to you, which would be infuriating.
Well, I feel like we've discussed dogs a lot
On
now,
the As
and
If show.
what we like to do on the What If Show is we like to have a little chat and then go to a song, just to kind of maybe get some stragglers that are listening, just to get them a bit more. Oh, here I am. So we all wish we were 17 again, don't we?
Not
This
really.
is one of the
That's only
worst
2
links
years
I've
ago.
ever done in the history of Victory Radio, but we all wish we were 17. So this is MK with 17. This is the What If Show on UOP Victory Radio. We will be back.
Victory Radio. Live 24/7.
Playing the music you love.
Live 24/7.
This is Victory Radio.
You are back. What If Show, Victory Radio. Hello.
Hello, welcome back. So we just thought of like a topical discussion on the fact of that song being cued. So what would you tell your 17-year-old self right now? So we're between, I think I'm the baby in the room. Am I the only 19-year-old left?
I'm
Yeah,
19.
I am.
I'm
Oh no,
19.
you're younger than
When's
me,
your
aren't you?
birthday?
June the 8th.
I'm June 20th, yeah. I'm the youngest one.
So between the ages of 19 and 20, the wise old age, what advice would you tell yourself at 17? I think 17 is a good age because you're old enough to sort of like start thinking for yourself and be like, not being funny if you're told like, I don't know, your 10-year-old self. But by 17, you know a
We were
bit.
Just before we become an adult. innit? So
We
have
were
to start making
all-
life decisions.
We were all at college, weren't we?
Yes. I don't
Sixth
know.
form, but yeah.
Well, sixth form college. Mine was a sixth form, but I was being multicultural. Not
I think we should
multicultural.
start with Lee, because I think Lee's the oldest. Should we
Okay,
go in like
let's
age
see.
order from oldest to youngest?
Yeah, go on. What would you tell your 17-year-old self, Lee?
Well, mine's going to be pretty greedy. It would be like to buy like certain crypto, so I'd be a millionaire right now.
Of course, it's cryptocurrency.
That's the smartest
Yeah,
thing. I'd
everything-
be rich before I was 20.
Yeah, that's so true.
Everything about Lee is cryptocurrency.
It is, mate.
Yeah, but it's not wrong.
I
That's just
could
what it is.
retire before the age of 20.
Summer.
I don't know. I think I tell myself to take myself a bit less seriously. Like sixth form isn't the be all and end all of.
In it.
Yeah, just to be a bit chill, calm down a bit. Very angsty.
Very angsty.
Very angsty.
You're a very angsty 17-year-old, were you?
I don't know. I just got affected by everything. It's just long. I don't care anymore. Like not about a lot of things. So I think my
No.
17-year-old self, just chill out a bit, mate.
chill
It's
out.
not the end of the world.
We
When
just
you
need
do
to
something
chill
to
out.
like further your life.
Oh. something to
Further my
your
life. I don't know what I would have done because I wouldn't invest in anything. Like
You should though. 'cause, like,
Yeah,
that's
but
why
if you
wouldn't.
had the knowledge now,
well, I do have more knowledge now, and I'm still choosing avidly not to.
I've
I
invested
don't
in your
know.
Stocks.
yeah, but the whole point is you can go back, so you know stuff you wouldn't know then. So
Let's
you
go
could
back,
say
back.
an event that's going to happen and make a load of money.
Oh yeah, to like betting.
Life
Back to the
isn't about
Future.
money.
Of course it is. That's a lie.
Well, I think if I could go back to being 17, I would. The main things I'd do, because I mean I wouldn't really change much about myself because I'm sort of fine where I am, but I would one get driving lessons at 17 straight away whilst I had time and money, and on that topic two, start saving money properly while I had, because I've been working since I was like 14, and I would just make money and just buy random things like clothes or a watch or just PS3 games and never really bother saving it because I thought, oh cool, I've just got this money, and it was great at the time. And now it's just like, oh, I could have done with like saving up gradually and getting into that habit, you know. So yeah, it would just be saving money.
Yeah, that's sensible though.
And I don't know, maybe go to the gym a bit more. Probably, I don't know, bet on some things like. Actually, no, I wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to if you were 17. You wouldn't be able to bet.
No, you're not allowed to.
Invest in a good fake ID.
And also, would you like what? Would you just go back to being 17 and have to live up to like 19 again, like to this point, or would you?
No, like just to go back and give yourself some advice. I think. Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
But then how would you? Because like we're all
What would
each
you tell your
individual people. So how would you? Yeah, how would you convince yourself? I mean, I think that I'd just see, because okay, me and my mate Sam, we have this dumb joke, and it's like, what if you saw yourself walking down the street? So if I seriously just saw myself approach myself, I'd be like, oh my god, it actually came true. And then I'd be so like shook, and I'd probably just listen to me like, oh my god, Jesus Christ, I've just seen myself, and he's told me to get lessons, I'm gonna do it. I don't want to not. It's scary. Because then you just, I don't know. But then also it's like a paradox. You'd become yourself again, and then you'd suddenly have the memory of seeing yourself when you were 17 that you didn't have before. It'd be so weird. Miss me with that stuff.
What do you think, Max?
What would I tell my 17-year-old self? I'd tell myself to get rid of that stupid haircut.
Oh yeah, sorry, hair. Definitely, I would tell myself change your haircut, you idiot.
I had like a beehive on my head. I mean, I might put up a photo
On the social media.
On the social medias.
Oh,
If you're watching on the pre-recording, there will be a photo of me popping up now on. With my terrible hair.
What
I used to do was I used to get hair product in my hair, and I would do this.
Oh my god.
Scrub it in top of your head.
That must be
I
so
would
bad to wash out.
scrub it into my head, and it would look terrible. It would look like a haystack, and it was
That's
so
so
tall. But apart from physiological features, in terms of my inner person, my inner being, I tell myself to sort of be a bit more like relaxed.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do.
I'd Shia LaBeouf. I would. Is that Shia LaBeouf?
Shia
No,
LaBeouf.
that's Frank Ocean.
Yeah, Frank Ocean.
Just do it.
Don't get in.
That's what I do. That's such an old thing. I think I would mostly not hang around with just myself. I would hang around with people, because in college I was quite a loner.
Oh,
Up
sad.
until like the second year, I was you know, the socialite. No, I wasn't. I had friends though that I'd hang around with, but in the first year I pretty much was just on my own in the library. Even if I had nothing to do, I'd just sit there in the library on my own.
Oh. Well, what we'll do is on the Facebook we'll all post photos of us. I'll get the photos of us all from when we were 17, and we can have a little throwback to 2 to 3 years ago of what we would look like at that age. How about that? Sound fun?
I'll have to find a photo of me with my bows in my hair.
Yeah,
I used to always wear my hair in plaits and bows. My best mate Poppy berates me to this day about them, because I must have had millions of them. I thought they were cool.
That's funny.
Apparently I was very, very wrong.
Very
I don't remember how my hair was. I think I used to put a lot of product in it. Like I used to try and like slick it. I used to have like a comb over to the side, and I used to like probably slick it over and, and
Nice.
stuff. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, at the time, I guess I liked it, but now I'm just thinking that's just so much effort and money. I mean, I barely even use hairspray now; it's just long to wash out, isn't it?
I used to have like a stereotypical Justin Bieber haircut,
Oh, yeah.
like proper full on, and it's a state, mate. He was bad.
So yeah, watch the Facebook. That is at the What If Show on Facebook, and I'll also be posting it on my personal Twitter at Luca __ if you
dear.
can spell that.
No, well following it.
Nothing but the self promo from
Yeah,
Luca.
I can't seem to find any. Luca, I need to charge my phone. Have you got a plug? That was a good joke, and you missed it.
I didn't hear what you
I
said. You said
listened,
something
it
about
wasn't
me.
funny.
I
It
made a
was
joke and they
funny.
laughed
I
at
said,
that.
Luca, I need to charge my phone. Have you got a plug? Oh wait, you've done too many.
I actually do have a
often.
plug, but it's for a Samsung.
Budum.
Well, at least it's not like the other week when you was like, oh, if you want to listen to At Househead and at 5 at Live with Sam and 10 other things.
5 at Live. Yeah, that's our. That's our show.
Sam at Live with 5.
By the way, for all the listeners that are wondering where Live at 5 has gone, just very quickly.
No one is.
We've been busy, so Live at 5 has not been going on these last 2 weeks, but it will be coming back.
Yeah, so the next
week
What
with
If,
vengeance.
right?
Right, no.
Shall we go to the next one?
Can we do Would You Rather?
Shall we go to the next one?
So
That's again the second half of that sting.
Great
Let's
one.
keep going.
we can just sing it next time. Earlier, Max had something stuck in his shoe, which reminded me of this one that we have on the legendary Google Docs, which will soon be coming in book format. I'm joking.
Soon becoming
so,
a book.
crew,
Deal.
Lee, Summer, and Max.
Crew.
Would you
Please
rather?
don't call me your crew ever again. Crew. No gang signs, please. on
Would you
Victory
rather
Radio.
always have something in your eye or always have something in your shoe?
Oh.
Or, I mean, sorry, because it doesn't. I mean, when you've got your shoes off, it doesn't make sense. The feeling,
I just wouldn't wear
Oh, so
shoes.
it's the feeling. It's the feeling.
the feeling, like when you feel like you've got something stuck in your shoe. Would you always have that feeling, or feeling
Oh.
of something stuck in your eye?
It would have to be shoe, because that's because you can't get to sleep properly when there's something stuck in. No, it has to be shoe. It has to be.
Really? Do you
It'd be annoying, but you could get used to that. You couldn't get used to the one in your
fine.
eye.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see very well, so I think I'd like. Could you imagine like even simple things like driving? As soon as you got something in your eye, you're so distracted,
So, like,
and spend all day
tingy.
clawing at my face.
That's
Like,
it,
no,
yeah.
it'd have to be shoe.
That's what I
Something in my
was gonna say.
shoe.
I'm
Whenever-
thinking shoe.
Whenever I've got something in my eye, I'll just flipping like pinch it for ages. I'd probably end up gouging my own eyes out.
Yeah, just ripping it out.
Oh, don't, that's cringy. Yuck. Nice visual image. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
what about you,
that's-
Max? That was done quickly.
I would, I would definitely rather something in my shoe, because the thing is, something in your shoe would just be uncomfortable. Something in your eye would be painful,
Yeah.
True.
and I'd rather be uncomfortable, because you could learn to live with something in your shoe, like it's just a pebble or something.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
It wouldn't
like,
really have much
living,
effect, would it? Like in your
No.
foot. Like.
Can you imagine living like 5 years with something in your shoe, and finally you get it taken out? You'd be like, I'd throw a party. That's what I think I'd do.
Max's stone out of shoe party.
Max's stone out shoe party.
So who wants to do the next one?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Cool.
So for the next, would you rather? Would you never get enough sleep or always oversleep? So
It
I'm
just hurt
assuming
me
this
to write
is.
this one. It hurt me to come up with.
So is it you will always actually oversleep? Or is it the feeling of oversleep?
No, so it's like every time you go to sleep, whatever happens, you'll always wake up really early and be really tired, or you'll always whatever happens wake up like a few hours later.
So
than
even
you
if you
do.
put an alarm on, you just
Yeah.
ignore. Oh, okay, right, okay.
I'd have to never get enough sleep, because I just wouldn't be able to deal with the stress of oversleeping. There's no worse feeling than sleeping and realise that you've missed something. I'd rather be tired. I'm quite good at operating on no sleep. I'd much rather miss 3 hours than miss something by an hour.
Machine. What about
Powerhouse,
you,
mate.
Max?
I think Max would agree with me, because as a busy person to another, like never get
What?
enough sleep or always oversleep.
I'd have to always oversleep.
No, really?
Really?
I'm sorry, because
You'd miss
you
everything.
never
You'd be
getting
the worst
enough sleep.
producer.
You're literally like, you're going to like psychosis. Have you watched? There's a video online where it's like they actually did like an experiment where like someone went without sleep for like a certain amount of
Yeah,
weeks.
Yeah, but this isn't going without sleep, and I assume by never getting enough sleep, because what's the average recommendation? Like 8 hours.
8 hours.
Say you got 5 hours sleep a night, or 11. No, yeah.
Yeah, it just means like it means that when you go to sleep, you always wake up having not got enough sleep that you'd feel. So you'd wake up and think, oh god, I'm still so tired. Or you'd
Speaking
always
about
just
sleep,
oversleep.
and me and Lee just yawned.
But to be fair, like you could just go to sleep really early every night, and then you would wake up.
Yeah, but you still wake up and you just would feel like that you've not had enough sleep. You'd,
Oh,
Sage
okay.
advice
you'd
from
go
Nick
to bed at like
Harmon
8 p.m. and you just wake up at like 3 in the morning and be like, oh, I haven't had enough sleep, and then I don't like you just wouldn't go back to sleep all day.
How would naps work?
I don't really nap. I probably nap like once every blue
I
moon.
love a good
I
nap.
love a
I just feel
nap.
like it's such a waste of time. I can't go home and just lie in bed. I'm too
I can.
Oh yeah.
hyperactive to nap.
Well, we
I
all know
feel.
that.
That's what I said.
I'm too. No, I love a good nap.
I can't.
Love a good nap.
I'd rather just sit and watch TV, educate myself a bit more. You know, watch a bit of Drake
in
and Josh.
between things. Can you what? Right, okay. Let's stop all what if right now. Let's stop. I need some like alarm siren sound effect. What is this new obsession with Drake and Josh? What is it? Because I do not understand why.
Who didn't
no
watch Drake and Josh
zone?
Who didn't watch Drake and Josh when they were younger, or who did watch it?
I watched
I
it.
did.
Exactly. I the other day for some reason.
200 IQ.
Yeah, fancied watching it.
200.
I see it on Amazon Prime, and oh my god, it is like one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. It's just comedy gold. It's just hilarious, and I'm trying to wreck my boys Drake and Josh.
I mean, I did enjoy it when I was little, but I can't imagine sat there watching the whole series
No,
again.
trust me, it's so funny. Summer. It's on Amazon Prime. Honestly, just give it a watch. It's just hilarious.
Develop
well.
your brain.
It's exactly as you remember it. It's just still funny now.
But that's like trying to relive a good thing, though. Like, it was good at the time, should just be let to rest. And it's a nice memory.
There's nothing wrong with like
Later
nostalgia, because I just thought like, oh, I've not watched it. I'll just watch it to see what it's like. And I just watched it, and I was like, oh god, I forgot how funny this was. And it's like, I remember some of the stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to happen, and it does, and it's just good laugh. Because it's not like kid shows nowadays are like they rely on like really stupid things to be funny. But Drake and Josh was just like topical of the time.
it's like old SpongeBob episodes.
That's what I
Like
mean.
it's always the exact. Like you still remember it, and it's still funny. Like however many years later.
Because we found it funny when we
I
were
love
younger.
watching SpongeBob now, and
SpongeBob's brilliant.
I'm not
Because-
afraid to admit it.
Yeah, because like when you grow up, you know, obviously you grow up around the things that you grew up around, obviously. So if you found Drake and Josh funny, then that would be kind of the kind of thing you find funny as you grow up. So then when you're an adult watching back on it, that is like the stem. You're thinking, oh, that is still funny because that's your style. And I found it just hilarious. It's like emphasis and exaggeration humour. It's just so funny.
Awfully weird tangent we've just gone on.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
Anyway.
I tell you what, taking this tangent, I think we should move on to another what if, because we're getting a bit personal here at the What If Show. A little bit personal, aren't we?
What are we
So
doing?
we're going to move on to the next what if. Are we all ready, gang?
Go for it.
Gang? Okay, this next what if. What if you could relive one memory?
Oh, that's
One memory in your
nice.
whole life. I need a crying sound effect.
You could do the boo sound effect. That's quite similar. Why's that hissing as well? Yeah, I'd relive that memory where I got attacked by snakes.
Luca, what if you could relive one memory?
I don't know.
Can't always default
How
to
long's a
summer.
memory though? Like, do you know, like,
Just
is
like
it
when you remember
Something significant in your life.
Um,
I'm
like
going
a
with.
day or like just a moment?
Just something significant, a moment in your life that's significant.
I
It
would
could be
just-
a
I
period in
mean,
your life.
It wouldn't even be like anything significant. It would just be a time like I had a really good day, and that would probably just be like one day in the summer. I think like in 2014, it was the year we finished secondary school, and me and all my mates would just always have these like sick days out where we didn't have to like think about school and we didn't have to think about college yet. We just like go down the beach all day and just like sit on the beach and like play football. Or we'd like just go walking through some random field for a few hours. I walked to Rayleigh one time with my friend John. I'd relive that memory. Me and my mate John, we walked from Southend to Rayleigh, which took us about 3 hours there and 3 hours back. But it was amazing. We walked for so long. We just talked about everything under the sun, and we got back, and it was just like a warm summer night. And it sounds like a really weird start. Yeah, we just got back to his, and it sounds like a really weird like thing to do, but it was amazing. You know, we felt tired, but it just felt like such a good day. I wouldn't want to relive like any family memories or personal memories or anything like that because they've already happened. I'd rather relive something that is guaranteed to just be like a nice, good time.
I just realised.
Yeah.
You remember I said that that I was like, I need a siren sound effect. I've got one.
Oh, is that the alarm horn?
I've got one here.
So what, you're going to do that every time I talk about Drake?
Sorry,
and Josh?
none of us had our headphones on, so we were like waiting for the.
Yeah. Anyway, so that would be the memory I relive. So who would relive? Who else? Who next?
Ooh, there's a load. I mean, I'd probably relive like when all my family was together, like on a holiday or something. So like, when I went to Florida, that'd be nice to like relive.
Yeah, because
I
like, then
dunno.
would you be able to like relive? Because like my one would just be like a day, but would that be like you'd get to relive the whole week or something, wouldn't it? Or 2
Yeah,
weeks
like
or
the,
whatever?
like the whole holiday would be nice. Like all the stuff you did and that with all your family. It'd be nice, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? It'd be lovely.
Be nice. Be a
It
bit
would.
nice. Summer.
I don't know, because I think my memory at the moment is just me being selfish and wanting a holiday. Like, I think I'm really struggling because all I'm thinking about is literally be like. To be fair, it was such a nice moment. We were me and my best mate were sat on the beach in Marbella.
Oh.
We just sat for hours and hours, people watching, and it was just the funniest thing. We'd been together all week anyway, and goodness knows how we still continue to be able to talk to each other. But like, we were just sat, people watching. You had the people that come and ask you to
Oh.
buy things.
Sorry, I thought when you said people watching, I thought you meant people were watching you. I
No,
didn't
no. We were just watching other people. We were just absolutely in hysterics. We had drinks on the table, the beach and the sea in front of us. It was so. We were sat in the shade. Are you booing me? No, it was.
Yaying.
Oh, yaying.
we
Oh,
need to take that away
sorry.
from
what
you,
I
Max.
want.
Stop interrupting us with your sound effects.
No.
I'll sound effect you in real life. Boo. Sorry, Summer, go on.
No, I think that'd be
Sounds
it. It was
lovely.
just so nice, and that's where I'd much rather be now. No offence.
Oh, isn't it? Like, this booth feels about as hot as Marbella at the moment, so I think we can relive.
One memory. I mean, one memory. One.
Do you even, like, can you remember? Has alcohol not completely destroyed your brain?
We don't condone alcohol usage on this
No
on this
alcohol,
show
no.
on,
Neither do
on,
I.
on Victory Radio at all. However, one memory. I mean, one memory in the history of my 20 years of existence. I really can't think. I mean, I'm gonna probably go for the default one. Wow, 3 years ago now. It's 2018. 3
Yeah.
years ago, I was part of a. You're really bad at doing that. That took you ages. I've just been hijacked. by Luca on the radio deck. But it would be when I skydived, when I worked at the skydiving centre. That would be.
You did so many jumps though. You'd still do it again?
Oh yeah.
What, your first jump?
Oh, I'd do my first one. I think I'm going to have to dig out the video of my first one, because this is when I just joined that particular airfield, and it was so good. It was good to be around a group of people that were really nice. Nice people.
As opposed to
because the other people weren't particularly nice. So it was nice to do that.
That's really good.
Speaking of nice...
Should we go to a little...
Speaking of nice, I have a really nice band to show you. To let you listen to. This is Fickle Friends. This is Fickle Friends. Now, I love Fickle Friends. I've listened to quite a few of their little ditties. And this is some of their new stuff that we've just got in through Victory Introducing. If you do want to listen to the brand new hottest tracks, you can tune into Victory Introducing on Tuesday. But we're going to go straight now to Fickle Friends. This is Swim on UOP Victory Radio. This is the What If Show, and we will be back. Bye-bye.
This is Khalid.
This is Dua Lipa.
This is Kanye.
I'm Ray. You'll love me.
This is Victory Radio.
Blow your mind.
Playing the music you love.
Live 24/7.
You've been the best audience in the world.
This is Victory Radio.
Blossoms with I Can't Stand It, and before that, Fickle Friends with Swim. You are listening to the What If Show here on UOP Victory Radio. We've only got 7 minutes left.
I know, it goes by so quickly, doesn't it?
It always does.
As
it
always.
flies
Fun.
past. It really does.
So I think we'll go off what we were doing before the break about if you could relive a memory. So on the flip side, what if you had the chance to live one day? So if you could live 10 years from now and live one day as your 10-year-old future self, would you do it?
See, this is hard because I think if you do, like, say yes, I want to do it, you would then obviously know where you'd be in life in 10 years, and I think all your decisions, you'd be constantly second guessing yourself to make sure you got to that point that you would be in 10 years time.
Unless it wasn't the point you wanted to be. Like if you were just, if in 10 years time you were just in some like office or a call centre or like a shop, then you might have a wake up call and think, oh, I need to get myself together and change something. But then also, yeah, if you're in like a really comfortable position, you might just end up being, oh, I'll get there anyway, and be really lazy and not get there. So it's like you have to be so careful not to, you know.
It's really morbid, but this is kind of a good idea for a horror film. Imagine like that happened, but then there's just not a day there, obviously, because you died or something.
Oh yeah,
that would be horrible, wouldn't it?
Like Black Mirror episode or something.
We should write that as a script.
Dig on. Like Death Clock. Max, 10 years from now, would you do it? Victory Radio, UOP.
What, here?
No, I'm joking. It's just the way you see. Like,
Max is still here.
Okay.
You're just still in the booth, live at 5. 2028. Sam and Max.
I'd still do.
Got 8 viewers now.
Oh, that was awful. Why'd you have to do me wrong like that, Lee? Why'd you have to do me dirty? What if doing the What If Show 10 years from now?
No, have you ever been listening?
What if you could live 10 years from now? So the 9th of March 2028 at 16:45, you get to go to that exact moment, would you?
Yes.
Why?
I'd love to see where I am.
Yeah, but do you not think that you'd come back and then start like forming the next 10 years based off of what you saw, and it wouldn't be the exact same? And then you'd get
then you'd think of the consequences.
Exactly, then you'd get to the 10 years and oh my god, you'd be like, oh my god, it's coming. But then as the years go on, you'd think, oh, that's weird, because if I'm going to end up there, then how am I in this job, kind of thing. And it would get closer, and then you'd probably become really depressed or either really happy, because if you got like 8 years in and you were just not on course, so like 10 years time, you're like some big producer somewhere at some company. 8 years,
flattering. So
you see that memory, then you come back to now, and then you carry on living your life. In 8 years time, you're just like not even there. Like you'd be thinking, oh god, well, if that's going to be how it is in 2 years, then you'd get to the 10 years and be like, oh well, I didn't end up there in the end. That is a good idea for a horror film, because it could be like a trick, like a fortune teller, and they tell you your fortune and it's just fake, and it makes you change your 10 years, and when you get there nothing happens. But yeah, that's the basis of it.
Yeah, the only bonus of it would be if you were in a bad position, like Lee said, and then you'd get the chance to change it.
Yeah, or also if you were in a really bad position right now and you saw that you had a really good 10 years, then it might convince you to turn your life around.
Or if you saw yourself in 10 years and it wasn't necessarily bad, but it just wasn't what you wanted to do, you could be like,
oh, then I'd just be a bit... I'd panic. I'd set out to change it as quick as possible. I'd lay everything out on the table and think, okay, well, I need to do this better, I need to do this better. You just become like, but it would drive you crazy, I think. And every day you'd be living and think, oh God, do I do this? And it'd be like, oh, you know, do you want to go for a coffee? And you know, you might think no, but then you think, oh God, well if I don't, then I might not meet someone, because that's literally what it could be. It's like the butterfly effect, you know. You might, it's like today I bumped into someone and that I knew, and I got a decent opportunity for something on the course, and it's like, if I hadn't have walked out of Elder Building that way, it wouldn't have happened. So it could be something like that. You could walk down the street, bump into someone at a company and end up getting a job like that. Or if you don't, because you think, oh no, I'm going to stay in and apply for jobs so I get to this, then you don't do it. It's just, you'd never know, and it would drive you crazy. So actually, no, I would not. Change my mind.
But then what if, like, no matter what you do, it always leads up to that point anyway?
Then everyone will be lazy. Everyone will just sit around and not bother getting a job. And be like, oh,
yeah, but like, what if you wanted to like change your life, but no matter what you did, like, you still ended up at that point?
That'd be because
that'd be
like,
horrible.
So what you do is you like move country and like get a job doing a completely different job, but somehow as time goes on,
just something happens.
Because it's like, oh yeah, look, we want to position you back in England. Oh yeah, fine. I mean, I'm definitely not in the TV industry, and it's like, oh yeah, you did TV, didn't you? So I know you're like a delivery driver, but can you help us? Oh yeah, I'll do it. Then you get right back into it, and it comes to the 10 years, and you're like, oh wait a minute, I'm at this moment.
Lucky for me.
The thing is, though, in 10 years' time, we're going to be 29 and 30. We could be. No, I know, but we could be married.
Not me and you.
I'm going to give that a miss. Thank you, Luca, mate. But if I'm married to you in 10 years' time, I know.
You're radio easy.
You could have children. Isn't that scary?
Nah.
Well,
yeah, because
do.
Also, what? Sorry, I didn't mean to like slam my face into the microphone. I was like, bang. Yeah, what if you were like with someone that you knew now, and then you'd have to like see them 10 years before, and you'd have to act normal?
You wouldn't know.
You'd be so awkward around them. You'd be like, hypothetical, because you're the only girl in the room at the moment. If me and you were married in 10 years, we'd come back from it, and you'd be like trying to avoid me, and I'd be like, why are you acting so differently? But like,
filing for divorce before you're even married.
Restraining order.
I would find myself an excellent divorce lawyer.
Sounds like
that's
you,
what I
Summer.
mean. Just drop out and like start studying divorce law. But that's what I mean. It'd be so weird. And like you'd know world events that had happened as well, so you'd know if like something really terrible happened, and you just know it was going to happen, and you wouldn't be able to convince anyone of it. You know, you'd try and tell someone. And
that'd be the biggest I told you so moment, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but that'd be it. And then it'd be like, oh, you kept saying that was weird. But like, you just have to live by knowing it was going to happen, and it would just be weird. And also, like you said, yeah, what if you did die in that 10 years? It'd be like 3 years coming up, and you'd be like, oh, I don't know what to do.
You'd have to like sit in a room and bubble wrap or something.
No doors, no windows. But yeah, on that note, I think we've had a very good week this week.
We have had a very good week.
Yeah,
I think things have taken a more personal tone this week.
Yeah.
Getting to know your presenters a little bit better.
Getting to know us. If you do want to know more about us, you can go to the What If Show on Facebook, facebook.com/UI What If Show.
And I'll be posting photos of us all when we're 17 for a bit of fun.
For a bit
to see our terrible haircuts.
Bit of crack, a bit of CRAIC. Thank you very much for listening, everybody.
Yeah, cheers again.
I really can't thank you enough, and I'm incredibly indebted. I'm really indebted to you, and you know what? It's been a ride. It's been a journey.
If you have any what ifs, then you can call in 023 9284 3987, go to uopvictoryradio.co.uk or tweet at uopvictoryradio. This has been the What If Show. I'm Luca.
I'm Summer.
I'm Lee.
I'm Max. Bye.
Victory Radio.
Playing the music you love.
Feel your eyes, they all over me, don't be shy.